For someone that has been living in Canada for more than 4 years now, going to 5 years, I think that I'm in a good position to explain some of the mistakes that newcomers make when they migrate to Canada. And when I say newcomers, it's not only specific to students, it applies to both permanent residents and other kind of permit holders coming into the country. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Yems. On this channel I make videos about moving to Canada, whether as a student, a permanent resident, or a temporary work permit holder. You'll see so many videos on the channel. I also share vlogs here and there on the channel, and I promise you're gonna enjoy them. So those are the kind of videos that you love to watch. Consider subscribing on the channel and let me know in the comment section that you subscribe. Thank you. This particular video is very close to my heart, and I had been trying to put the points together from what I've heard, what I'd experienced. Like for those people that are OGs on the channel, you know I like to share things based on experience so that I can share them with you, some so that you can learn from my mistakes and some so that you can apply them wherever applicable in your situation or to your situation. In this particular video, I'm going to be sharing 10 mistakes that newcomers make when they migrate to Canada. Again, I've put together these points for you, so please go get a pen, go get a paper, write them down, or just use the timestamps in this video. I always use timestamps in my video. So without further ado, let us go into the video. The first mistake that newcomers make, and trust me, it's not even only newcomers, you'll be shocked the number of immigrants that have been living in this country for a while that do not have an idea of this. Seeing credit card as free money and so spending that money recklessly. First and foremost, I know that a lot of people do not know how to use their credit card. But one thing I know for sure is that if you want to have a good credit score, which is very important for you if you're living in Canada, is that you must try to spend a maximum of 30% of the amount that has been accrued to you per month on your credit card. For instance, if you are only eligible for about $1,000 to $1,500, or in some cases $2,000 per month for some students or even permanent residents or even work permit holders, you should try to spend a maximum of 30% every month in order to have a good credit score or good credit standing. That is not to say that you cannot exceed that. Even though I say put the money back as quick as possible, that doesn't mean if you go outside now and you spend maybe $100 or whatever amount expense, then you have to pay the money immediately. That way it doesn't really show that you are using your credit card. What I mean is that try to take note of the due date that you need to pay back your money for the month, and try to pay the money back within I'd say 3 to 5 days, because it takes time for the money to actually be applied to your credit account. For instance, if your due date is say 20th of every month, once it's like 15th of the month, you can pay back your money. Yes, it will tell you to pay a particular minimum, but I would say do not pay minimum except if you are very tight in cash and you cannot afford to pay more than that. So I will advise you that you should pay back maybe the whole amount, or sometimes something close to the amount. I hope you understand what I'm saying. But I found out in recent times, or maybe not even in recent times, I realized that a lot of people see the credit card as, you know, just free money. Oh, I have this money, I can just spend it, forgetting that you are still going to pay back that money. Like, that money is not free money, it's a liability on your part. But it's just that in this country, you also have to have some credit cards here and there in order to boost your credit history, because when you're trying to buy important things like assets like mortgages, or you're trying to buy a car, or even more important stuff like maybe huge investment, the bank or the mortgage agency would love to know your credit standing. It's very good and important to have a good credit standing, a good credit score, and I would say try to aim for 600 points upwards. So I hope that you really do understand it. A lot of newcomers have not been really looking at their credit score. They just buy things, pay money here and there. Like, they're not quite diligent. They don't take it very seriously. And I thought it's very important for me to let you know right now, because you might be thinking you will not need it in the nearest future, and then you need to get something and you are denied because you don't have a good credit score. Okay, So yeah, that is it. If you want me to make an extensive video on how to use your credit score, please let me know in the comment section. I think I've done a video like this before. I'll try to link it up here, but if I haven't, then I would make sure to do a video like this in the future. So stay tuned and make sure to subscribe, okay? Thank you. The next one is paying your credit card immediately you use it, and I touched on that a little bit in the first point. Do not pay your credit card immediately you use the credit card to buy something. And I explained earlier, going to the store right now, getting maybe 100, 150, 200, depending on the amount that you have paid for with your credit card, and then getting them immediately and just feeling very agitated to pay back. Don't do that. I know. Coming from a country like Nigeria, we do not have a credit card system, and so some of us came with that fear of, I don't want any liability on my part, I don't want any debt on my head. And so I was one of those people that was really careful, and I would always pay my credit card immediately. Like, I don't want any debt. Like, I didn't just want to expend any money that is not really mine, because I know that that credit card is not really my money. And it's just unfortunate that some people would make, like, some people put so much fear in you, like, oh, make sure to pay your credit card immediately and stuff, without really explaining how to pay it back. So yeah, I totally get you, but please try to make sure that you stay for at least few days before you try to pay back the money. So this is somehow related to the first point, but not necessarily related, because the first point is for those people that are very careless about how they use their credit card, while this second point applies to those people that are very fearful of using their credit card. So yeah, try to balance it out, and you would find that your credit score would go up. The third point, and this one is very important: do not live an isolated life when you move here. Very important. See, you know that thing where they said you need a community? When you come abroad, you realize how much you need a community. I'm sure you've seen videos going viral here and there where people will say, oh, I moved to Canada, or I moved to this particular country and I feel so lonely. And, you know, they'll be in tears, crying, talking about winter depression, talking about how they feel like, you know, they are losing their minds because they are not with their family or their friends, particularly for those people that are single and do not have families here, or even people that have families here, but they still have a few more back home, or those people that left their family to come to the country. It's something that I feel like you cannot really explain it to anyone until the person finds him or herself in that situation. So please do not live an isolated life. If you come in as a student, please try to get through to friends as soon as possible. That was something I did when I was coming in. I was on Nairaland. I sent it's not an email, but I sent like a message to the whole group. Like, we usually have like different groups on Nairaland, and then I sent a message talking about, you know, being new, going to this particular university. By the way, I went to the University of Saskatchewan, and I also shared my program, and I was able to get one person that reached out to me that connected me to other people. So you need something like that. And if you don't have that opportunity, you can also wait till you get admitted. Once you are in the group, to an extent, you can know the people from your country from the names. And if you don't know it through the names, you at least, maybe not your country, maybe someone from Africa, or even people that are not from your race, but you just reach out to them to say, hey, I'm new in Canada and I am a student in your class as well, and I was just wondering if you would like to catch up, maybe let's go for coffee together or something. Just try to build a rapport, because you need, I don't know how to emphasize on this without emphasizing. So like, it is something that you definitely need. You need a community. You need a community for your sanity. You need a community for building networks. You need a community to find your way around, because baby, even if you watch different videos, you still find that you are missing your way to maybe the train station or the bus station, or you don't even know what bus that will take you to your school or the bus that will take you to the grocery store. But when you have someone, the person might be here maybe a semester before you, and you just find yourself in the same class, or the person might just, you know, be starting out with you, and you guys will try to figure things out together. It makes life really easy. I cannot even emphasize on this enough. Like, it makes life easy. You need you need a network of people. You find sometimes that the people that you bond with in school, you carry those friendships sometimes or most times outside of school, depending on how sensible those people are. Okay, be careful. Be very careful. And sometimes you even find that you're able to share apartments with this set of people. You know, it just makes your life easier in so many ways, trust me. So yeah, please, when you're coming to Canada, try not to have an isolated life here. Even if you're coming as a permanent resident, like for example, I can understand making adult friendship once you've gotten to a certain age, or for those people that were already working class in Nigeria and then they're moving down here, maybe with their family, or maybe they're single and stuff. Still try to build a network. There are a lot of couples that are looking for friends as well. There are a lot of single people that are looking for friends here. Just try to connect and try to be attentive to some of the communities that are around in your society. For example, in Edmonton, there are few groups here and there that people just try to build connections. So in summer, they'll plan activities, they'll bond, just so many team bonding exercises. Like they just put together a lot of activities for themselves. So please do not make that mistake. You need it for your job. Your friend might get a job somewhere, and then because the person got a job there, the person has some sort of insider information that can help you whether to get a job in the same place or even outside of that place. So you see, so many reasons why you don't want to live an isolated life here, okay? This next one, ignoring information from the source and listening to hearsay. Whether this is for you as a student, whether you're coming in as a permanent resident, whether it is through emails, whether it's through the IRCC website, make sure you are in tune with every information out there. For someone that has been here for a while now, I can understand how you can get so swamped with the lifestyle here, going to school and immediately going to your workplace to work part-time, or for someone that is a permanent resident here and then, well, maybe this doesn't really apply to people that are permanent residents. So let me focus on the students here. So I can understand that life, but try to pay attention to some of the news that are going on IRCC website, which is the best place to actually go to, or trusted channels where you can watch updated news about, the next steps that the IRCC is taking towards maybe something. It could be student to PR pathway, it could be different policies coming out here and there, right? So please try to stay tuned. And as a student, sometimes you can go to the International Student Office to get updated on different things. It could be how to get job attachment, like job placements, how to navigate maybe career, or how to even build your resume to a Canadian standard, or how to, meet other people, maybe groups here. And there are so many information that you do not want to miss out on. So please try to stay tuned to this information from the source. The source here could be IRCC, could be International Student Office, could be trusted YouTube channels. It could be having some dedicated immigration sites that you go to. Okay, there are so many trusted people out there. Also, you want to be very careful. But to an extent, I've seen so many channels that talks about immigration news and how it applies to different people or different migrants. So yeah, I think it's very important for you to do that. The reason is because there are so many policies that changes and you don't want to be surprised. Do not listen to hearsays. There's so many people that listen to hearsays. They're just too lazy to go on the RCC website. They just hear things here and there, like, oh, this friend said this friend said that, and they just applied. You'll be surprised that even by now, some students do not know that they can start working up to 24 hours as a student. Guess what? You'll be losing out on the extra 4 hours that you can make. Know that this monies are taxed at the end of the day, but you will still get some returns, right? So yeah, try to stay updated and do less hearsay, except if you really trust the information or the person that is sharing the information. This one, not tracking your expenses. And I know that it might sound maybe somehow to a few people, maybe like students, they'll be like, how much am I even making? They are saying I should track it. Please track your expenses. You'll be shocked as to how much you are spending at the end of the month. I even find that there are some people that buy food every time instead of making home cooked foods. They go about just spending money lavishly. there are so many people that you would see that they are not even preparing for the future. For instance, you're a student, you're in Canada, and you know that you're from an average family where you might not really be getting support from home, and you have to be focused on maybe putting money together in your account in case of unexpected expenses that account for, or even because you can get PR as a student, so through the FSWP route, which would also require money, right? So just save money. You don't know that important stuff that you need to pay for. There was a time people were having the student to PR pathway, and then they had to quickly go write IELTS or had to quickly go get WES evaluation. You never know, right? Just try to try to track your expenses so that you cut out unnecessary expenses. You need to stay, you don't need to be spending a lot, really, and make reasonable expenses only. There's people that want to live lavishly. Like, why are you getting a 2-bedroom apartment or a full 1-bed apartment when you can share with someone? And I say a full 1-bed, not because I understand that you need privacy, but there are some things, opportunity cost. You have to forego some comfort in order for you to survive, at least in the short term, right? I think it's important for you to track expenses and cut out every unnecessary expenses. You don't have to Uber every day to school. Try to wake up early and use the bus. Okay, yeah, I know you people, some of you do that a lot. Instead of waking up early, you now take Uber quickly so that you catch up with school activities, or you take Uber quickly so that you catch up with work. Try to leave the house early. Yes, I understand the bus routes can be very annoying. A place that'll take you 15 to 20 minutes can be taking you 1 hour 30 minutes by bus, because the bus has to go through every close, every street in order to get to the final destination. But if you leave the house early, then you're able to get on the bus and you cut out that unnecessary Uber expense, especially if you live in the big cities. Because if you live in smaller cities, you might not feel the difference a lot, but it's still something, right? You can use that money as a, let me see, you've tried for this month, kind of, when you tip yourself and say, let me buy this pizza for myself at the end of the month, because you don't try. You need that money for something like that, not for unnecessary expenses. So yeah, try to manage your expenses. Okay. I touched on this one in the last point, living above your means. Some people live in apartments that are just over their budget. As a student, depending on your job, and I know that there are so many people that are very fortunate to get jobs that pay them above the minimum wage. That is fantastic. At the end of the month, you would be making maybe $2,000-ish, right? And you have to start saving up for your tuition at the end of the semester, because school will not send you. You have to keep paying, right? And there are so many increments over time. Sometimes it's per semester, sometimes it's per session you get the increment, and you don't even know what percentage increase that you're going to be getting, right? So instead of trying to live lavishly, I would advise that you stay with, again, I have to take everything exactly as I'm saying it, but this is what I did, and if I was going to be in that shoe again, that is what I'll still do. I will share an apartment with people. When I was living as a student in Saskatoon, at the time I was paying $500 a month. Was the room convenient? No. For people that can remember my videos back then, you can see I was living in a room that had like a hostel bed, sort of, and it was very, very uncomfortable. But I knew that it was just a matter of time. And I'm not saying that just for me. A lot of people actually made that sacrifice as well. And right now, they can afford what they can afford. You might be thinking, I might just stay in an apartment just so that nobody is in my space and stuff. And I get it. I don't even know if there's anyone that really likes people in their space. But let's assume that there are people that love that. But for those people that do not, I would say try to make that sacrifice for now. Because when you're done as a student, you can, if you like, get a 3-bed apartment. Live in the 3 rooms at the same time. Even me, I will not judge you. Trust me, I will not judge you. But for now, just try to cut out your expenses. That is my advice to you. Okay, I hope that you take it. This next one, following trends. When I get to Canada, I hear that if you buy a phone or you buy different items, you can pay instrumentally and you can still use the phone. If you don't need it, Like they'll say, if it's not broken, why fix it? If your phone can still take pictures, if your phone can receive calls, if your phone can still do the basic things, why do you want to change it? I have people that have still been using the iPhone. Is it XR? I don't really follow this trend, so I don't know. Because for them, they have different gadgets. They have like the latest, maybe they have like really badass televisions. They have maybe a camera, game station, the latest ones. But they just feel like, I mean, like, what's the phone for? Why do I have to follow a trend every year? I'll not follow the trends. I know that even for my current phone, my iPhone 13 Pro, I paid it for a span of 2 years. But I just decided that the phone can take pictures. Do I feel like changing the phone sometimes? Yes, because sometimes I see some people's camera, I'm like, ooh, I want this. But will I just do it because I'm trying to follow trend? Never. Like, I am not even someone that is moved by trends. So they know if you get me. But I'll say as a student, you want to manage your expenses as much as you can. Do not follow trends. Do not live above your means. These trends, they will go and another new something will come. And then you'll see yourself chasing that rat hole every time. So when you come into the country, try to live below your means as much as possible. Work hard, stay focused. As when you're done studying, you can start living the life. Also, I'll still not advise that you follow trends, even as a PR. Like if you come in and stuff, let us talk about permanent residents. For permanent residents, I can understand that some people have soft landings, some people may not have soft landings. For those people that do not have soft landings, let me try and focus on you a little bit. Try to make sure that you follow some of the information that you get from IRCC. I will advise that you go to open door societies. Saskatoon has an open door society. Regina has an open door society. Some of these open door societies have tried to match people to employers. Some of them have coached people to getting a certain type of job. Some of them have coached people to get a certain skill, so maybe data analysis skill, depending on your interest. Some of these people have sharpened people's resumes to get easily noticeable by Canadian employers, because if you don't already know, Canadian resumes are quite different, or they're actually different from how we write our resumes in Nigeria, at least, and I would believe for other parts of the world, especially if those part of the world are Western countries. These open door societies, they help a lot, and they can also help you get connected to maybe right location to stay that will maybe be in the center of everywhere, instead of staying at a very far location and then finding it hard to commute to major places. There's also the part where you want to buy things in bulk. So try to have maybe a Costco membership if you're a family, or if you're not a family, try to pay attention to some of these people that share food stuff. So it could be meat, fish, tomatoes, peppers. They do a lot of that. For every city I've gone to, I see people doing that. You can also try to attend churches. Like if you're a Christian, go to a church. If you're a Muslim, go to a mosque. There are so many groups there that helps newcomers to settle into the country seamlessly. You'll find that some churches would make sure that they apportion you to someone until you are fully settled into the country. Like that is the group's work, like settlement group. I don't know how they call it, but depending on the church, it has different names. Yeah, so that's what I would advise. Okay, please don't be living above your means. Ask questions. You will find out that the amount that you're saving at the end of the month, even you won't believe it. Number 8, eating out. I talked about that earlier. Eating out. Why? Or those people that keep eating only African foods, which is expensive, by the way. I think I won't touch so much on that, but it's very expensive because, of course, they have to transport it into the country. They have to pay import duties, all the custom duties, whatever. And, of course, it's the buyer that suffers the amount or the prices at the end of the day. Try to make homemade meals and, try to take that to work. You'll find that you're saving a lot of money, because when you go to these restaurants, you want to tip them. Even if you're not even tipping them, you find that maybe just one outing, you spend like $30, and sometimes you want to take don't get me wrong, there are times where you want to be a baby girl, a baby boy, like splurge on yourself, because why not? You worked so hard. But I'm saying, like, those people that do that on a day-to-day basis, where they have to go out and pay for food and morning, afternoon, night, they're eating out, it's not even healthy for you. Let's even talk about that. Oh, maybe that should actually be a point that I didn't think about. Try to eat healthy. You know why? There's so much pressure on the Canadian health system at the moment, and I'm saying regardless of the province. And sometimes, except it's an emergency case, which I fear sometimes is not even getting, the kind of quick, like, urgency that you require. If you are not eating right, taking good care of yourself, you'll just find that you are falling ill, and again, you might not quickly get the attention of the healthcare sector because it's just swamped at the moment, right? So please try to eat healthy, try to take good care of yourself, eat homemade foods where like you are the one taking, like, cooking the food and stuff, and also try to be fit. There are a lot of people that fitness is not embedded in their culture. Fitness is not embedded in their lifestyle. One thing I really do appreciate about the Western culture is how, fitness is like their day-to-day life, is a lifestyle for them. That's why you see a 50, 60, 70-year-old man or woman will be taking walks alongside you on the road, and they will be walking faster than you because they are used to it. They've been doing that for many years. I'll say you should try to expose yourself to sunlight and try to be out there more. Kill that self-esteem or, oh, I'm not confident, oh, I like my own space. It no go work. It will not work here. Try to live around people and take good care of yourself. Take good care of your mental health. Take good care of your mental health. And if you need to speak to anyone, if you're a student, go to your school. They have, is it discount for therapists, or like you have a direct, like you don't have to pay for all those kind of sessions. If you're a student, I think, try to consult your international student office to confirm that. And for permanent residents, if you have started working somewhere, you can get discount from your office. So please make sure you put that into your lifestyle. This one is not saving at all, and I mentioned it before. You need to save your money. A lot of newcomers just come in and they're like, I want to take care of the now, which is not a bad thing. I can also be that person where I'm like, oh, I plan a lot. I know I am a planner, but sometimes I like to just live in the moment, like taking a day as it comes, rather than just all this long-term plan and long-term goal and stuff, which is fantastic. I do that, but I also try to live in the moment. So I know that there are people like that, but please save. You don't know. You never know. You might need money for anything that is urgent. It might be even for people here or people back home. By God's grace, good things. But yeah, you always need to save your money. The final one that I'm going to talk about, this one is highly, highly important. One of the major mistakes that I've seen new immigrants or newcomers make is not associating with the locals. The locals are the citizens here, the residents here, the people you met here, all of that. So it could be this mentality of, you don't really know them and blah, 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 blah. I get it. I understand you. And trust me, I've had few communications with the Canadians, and I also know how they are very careful because they understand that it's a very multicultural environment and they're not sure of what they will say that will offend this particular culture or this particular culture. Because the average Canadians are quiet people, so they're not sure what to say that would be wrong in your culture or for you. So they tend to be very like quiet and just in their own space. But trust me, when you have an opportunity to relate with them, at least a few of like the people I've met, you would have a good time because they actually love to hear more about you. They love to hear more about your culture. They love to hear more about your experience, why you came into the country. They appreciate the resilient spirit that you have. And trust me, if you meet really good ones, they are ready to assist you into settling down seamlessly. I have experienced that. I've seen people experience that when we're back in South Korea. I remember one of our colleagues had these people that I think he was taking care of one of them, and then of course they're a couple, and then before you know it, they started to invite him over to their homes, take good care of him. asking him what he needs, making him part of their families. They enjoy it. Again, I'm not saying everybody. Trust me, there are people that probably don't care for you, but I'm just saying that if you're able to find people like that, you will know. Do not dissociate yourself from the locals. You need them as much as they need you, but of course you need, because this is their country. You're not in your country where you need more information and you're able to call someone, or you're able to get this job. You need them for building networks. They might even tell you, oh, don't live here, live here. Don't apply to a job here, apply to a job here. Don't do it. Like, you need them. Sometimes even for references. In a workplace, I try to relate to everybody, because you never know if you need them for either maybe a reference check, or you just know maybe you're trying to move to another place and then they know someone there. Because this country, when I tell you that it's such a small place, you will not believe it. There are a lot of people that you'll be surprised that you're actually working with their husbands or you're working with their wives. By the time you're moving to the next place and they ask you, oh, so you said you were moving to maybe so company. Who will you be working with? Do you know? And then you will mention, oh, Mark Williams. And they're like, oh, that's my husband. Or, oh, that's my nephew. Or, oh, that's my brother. You never know. Because sometimes they don't even use the same last names. So you won't know. Try to associate with them as much as you can. Do not dissociate yourself. Some people will not even try to eat Canadian meals, or let's just say European American meals. They will not want to go to the restaurants to try anything. See, you can't even be my friend. And this is me. I'm very strong on, I'm not really sure of this particular food. I'm not sure I can eat it, but I'm quite open. Especially now, like, I'm really quite open to trying new foods. You'll be surprised how some food tastes. Yes, they might not have so much spice as you would want it, but you can always request for spice. For example, you finally start talking to maybe someone, or you need someone's help, and the person is obviously a Canadian, not from your race, not from your culture, and then you want to get food. The person would be inviting you over to one of the restaurants, and won't it look somehow if you cannot eat that food? Or if you look at the whole menu and nothing appeals to you, it will look somehow. So please try to be more open. If you're at your workplace, try to go out on maybe coffee breaks or even just lunch breaks with your colleagues. As a student in class, try to go on coffee dates, evening walks with your colleagues. Like, mix up. And this is me that can somehow or sometimes love her space. I'm telling you, mix up. It gets why. Anyway, I hope that you took some things away from this video, because trust me, I think they're very, very, very important for you. It will make sense when you are in the country, and for those who are already in the country and you chanced on this video, I'm sure that it resonates with you. And if you're one of those people, please let me know other things that you think that people should try to avoid as they're coming into the country, or even for those who are already here, what they should try to work on, improve on, inculcate into their daily habits, and let us all grow together. Okay, so yeah, if you love this video, don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you haven't at this point, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.